Sikleborg. I think that's sorry if that's not how you pronounce the name. 1, West Ham United 3. I mean, oh shit, no, they scored 2, and we scored 3. Yeah. Oh my god, how do we make this so nervy for us all the time? We make this nervy for us all the time. It's so annoying. Where do we start? We conceded in 5 minutes. Martin Keown actually analysed it well on how we conceded the goal, mispositioning from Kera and Rice. By the way, I know it gets the best out of Paquet and Skamaka, but this formation is horrible. We can't defend in it. We can't press in it. We can't attack with it that much. Only in spells. And when we took our subs off, like Skamaka and Rice and Paqueta, we lose all ball retention. We brought on Bowen, Rama, and Souček. 3 people who could not really have any sort of ball retention whatsoever. 3 people who are actually quite useless in possession. Less so on Rama. He was wasteful though. Bowen, what the fuck are you doing for that goal? If you're in a tight situation like that, clear the fucking ball. Clear the ball. I'm angry after a 3-2 win, but we were shit, lads. We were shit. And I've just seen Anderlecht and FCSB, I haven't got my glasses on, that's why I'm going like that, have drawn 0-0, which is very fucking good for us. Because that means Anderlecht have got 4 points, I think that said. But, yeah, we got Craig Dawson that scored. He was also shit today. I'm sorry, he's getting interviewed right now. I'm going to rewind it after this video. But I'm sorry, he was so shit today. He was so shit. He was playing everyone on side. He was getting beaten to the ball. Don't get me wrong, I think he's actually one of the best in the world in corners. But I think he's one of the worst in the world at literally anything else. And I'm sorry, but because we're playing a possession game now, he's not good enough. And because he's like a big shithouse that is good to meme, I think people cloud that over how good he actually is. And I know at the back of the last season he was good. Trust me, from February to May, he was fucking brilliant. He was amazing last season. But before that, there were patches. Like, he goes through patches where you play good now and then. He can actually play like once every 4 games. And I know, again, he went on a purple patch last season, but players go on purple patches. Bowen went on a purple patch. He hasn't been good since. And don't get me wrong, you came off his shoulder, but you got to be there to be there, so credit for the goal. I'm getting the negatives out of the way, because I've got a few positives to say. But yeah, this formation, I've said it so many times, the 3 at the back shit does not work unless the other team is playing 3 at the back as well. So it works against Chelsea and Tottenham. And I'm sorry, but it didn't work against Aston Villa. It's not going to work against these kind of teams. It might work in Europe sometimes the way Paquet and Skamaka link up, but that could easily be done in a 4-2-3-1. Just tell Cornet to tuck in a bit. Cornet is a player that I like, who I was cautious of at the start when we signed him, but as I do with every signing, unless it's a very experienced Premier League player, I'll give you a buy on your first season. But I have to say this, he's so hot and cold. He needs specific players to link up with to actually keep the ball a lot. And Bowen's starting to piss me off. I don't know how he got the England call-up today. I'm being straight up and honest with you. I don't know how he got an England call-up. I don't know how Gareth Southgate carried him on with the England call-up. And I'm not angry because it's a West Ham player getting an England call-up. But he doesn't deserve it, if I'm completely honest with you. And I will say Thilo Kehrer at times, he's good, and then sometimes he will do something stupid, but then he'll do a few amazing things. That's something to watch out for. I think Soufal, he put in a last-ditch tackle that was amazing, that was a key part in the game. But in possession, he's always going backwards. He's always going sideways. He wasn't long balling it today, but usually he would just long ball it away. And we're missing Ben Johnson a lot. But I also think every time our wing backs get the ball, no one helps them. I'm sorry if I'm sounding so negative, but it was such a shit performance in my opinion. Because we were after the first goal, we was really good up until the second half. But then it just all fell apart just because we got a bit complacent and we just winning 3-1 and then we took the subs off. And Paqueta is amazing. Skamaka is an amazing signing, but there's a lot of players that serious questions need to be asked. I'm glad we brought Fornals on. If you know me, I like Fornals, but I think he's heavily overrated by our fans, and I think a lot of people say a lot of good things that he actually can't do, and I'll explain that on another video. But when they brought up Fornals, they gave us way more security. He didn't actually do anything to really help that much. But I just think if you're trying to see out a game, you bring Fornals on. I will say this, because I'm going to keep the same energy, and I actually forgot about this. They're showing the highlights on BT Sport right now. I think the ref was very lenient towards us. I'll say that. Because I know Cornet got pushed, but in the Prem, that's not given. We don't get that in the Prem. Even with VAR, that's not given. I think we're lucky with the Areola goal because goalkeepers are heavily protected, as we know from the Chelsea game. I think they're showing right now that Lanzini might have touched the ball with his left foot for the penalty as well. I can't tell, but if he has, then we've gotten away with that as well. I think we got away with a few decisions. I think especially in Europe, you get a referee that's either really fucking good for your team or really fucking shit for your team. And today we got away with one. And yeah, you could say our players were smart by kind of tricking the ref, which is what other teams would say about their players. But I will say we got very lenient with the refereeing decisions today. That's what I'll say. I keep the same energy. I don't moan about a ref against Chelsea and then not acknowledge that we got away with one. We need to be stronger in defence. I can't stand to watch sometimes on things Aaron Cresswell, Vladimir Sufal do in wide areas. I've lost all my train of thought, to be honest, of what I was going to say later on, but I'm going to get to the positives. Skamaka and Paqueta are amazing in possession, and the chemistry and the way they're popping the ball around and helping Emerson, and I do think that can benefit of the formation because Emerson just rolls around the pitch wherever he wants, and he can't do that from left back because you get caught in transition and all that stuff. But I think they were popping the ball brilliant. When Skamaka first signed for us, they're showing a replay of his goal now. You would see a lot of goals from outside the box. And you're not going to get that space in the Prem, but what a strike. What a strike. And yeah, wow. A fair fucking play. And I think Paqueta might get a few goals for us this season. Or a few assists. And even if he doesn't, he's going to play well. He will play well even without the GA. So, fair play to Paqueta, fair play to Skamaka. I thought Emerson played well at times. Yeah, I know people say that you benefit off the three at the back, and I do agree. But he has to be our starting left back regardless. Because Cresswell doesn't exactly give us anything defensively. And this is for the big games. So if you're going to play Cresswell against Liverpool, against Salah, he's actually quite good against Salah nowadays. If you're going to play him against like one of these pacey wingers, he could at games where we're playing on transition, you play Aaron Cresswell. If we're playing a possession-based game, you play Emerson. I'll say that. But I don't think Cresswell can start week in, week out. And I was confident against Everton. I am not confident against Everton. I'm not confident anymore because a bigger team will punish us, and Everton are better than Sikleborg. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce that team. And even though they've got nothing up front, Everton, they can pop in with just a goal. One thing you can guarantee is that we will concede because for some reason we can't keep a clean sheet, and the only time we can keep a clean sheet is against Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa. So there you go. But I'm going to leave it there because it was a bit of a run. But we got the job done. We should top the group if we beat Anderlecht. Because if you're 9 points ahead, you don't bottle it. We need 2 wins against Anderlecht. I think we played them twice. So this should be interesting. Anderlecht I know they drew, but they are no mugs. Because if we struggled against FCSB, in the first half, and we struggled against these lot in the second half, we will struggle against Anderlecht. So we still have problems. That will be the title. We still have a lot of problems. And yeah, leave a like on the video, guys, if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're new. The social medias are in the description if you want to follow me, and the email for any inquiries. And yeah, we just beat Sikleborg in the Conference League, and we won 3-1. Big up, everyone. Goodbye.